What's going on, guys? Welcome to the weekly live chat. I ran into a little bit of technical difficulties with OBS, but I talked about it last week. I'm going to be streaming every single Wednesday at 9 p.m. I kind of got a little loose with it, sometimes 10, sometimes 8, sometimes 9. I usually stream every Wednesday between 8 and 10. I'm going to try to do it every single Wednesday at 9. There's going to be an occasion where I got to move it back or move it up a little bit depending on what's going on. But from last week going on, I'm trying to stay consistent at 9 p.m. Eastern time. I still do random streams throughout the week. And, like typical, I probably do at least 3 or 4 streams a week, depending on how many videos I'm working on. I was planning on having another video come out today, but I didn't have time to record it because I ended up recording my Geoff Neal versus Ian Garry video, even though I think my other video would have done much better. I'm doing a Charles Oliveira, Islam Makhachev type video where I discuss the GOAT conversation and where I discuss a rematch between the two. But then I saw the news about Geoff Neal, Ian Garry. I was like, I got to make that video, get that out. Even though that's not going to do as well, I want to discuss. The point of this channel is discuss some breaking news and kind of inform you guys before you may even see it online. You just see it from the channel. So we're going to recap UFC 289. We'll talk about it. Probably not recap every fight, but we'll recap it in general, the results. We're going to talk about Geoff Neal versus Ian Garry. We'll talk about Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira too. And we will discuss anything else you guys want to discuss on stream. If you guys joined me last time I streamed, when was that? Monday? It wasn't yesterday. It was Monday. We finally hit 10,000 subscribers. And actually, we're rolling right along. We're at 10,112 now. So we're rolling right along. We're picking up subs. The content's doing well. Since I last streamed, I literally had like 5 videos come out. I had What Did We Learn from UFC 289, which if you did not check out, you better go check it out. I have my UFC Vegas 75 prediction videos, my full card prediction. So go check that out. Marvin Vettori, Jarrett Cannonier, the card coming up. I have the real reason Amanda Nunes retired at UFC 289. I have Bellator 297 predictions. Bellator 297 is this Friday. It is an excellent card. I need you guys to support Bellator. When they put out a great card like Bellator 297, we need to watch the card, okay? It's a great card. It has some good fights. It has some compelling fights. I think the co-main event is the best fight on the card. Sergio Pettis versus Patricio Pitbull for the bantamweight title. This is Pitbull attempting to become a 3-weight champion. That's unheard of. That's historic. He's an elite fighter that is outside of the UFC. A lot of fans just think the UFC has all the best fighters. There's no really good fighters elsewhere. That's just factually incorrect, and it's just a narrative that's kind of cemented because of the depth of talent the UFC has. And I think this Friday proves that. Honestly, this card is really good. Has some really solid fighters. And I think Patricio Pitbull is one of those guys you need to watch every time he fights, even though I skipped his last fight. So, and I have a video on it, but I discussed why I did that. But anyway, I have my predictions out for that. I predicted the top 3 fights. It is Corey Anderson versus Phil Davis. It is Sergio Pettis versus Patricio Pitbull, which I believe is the best fight on the card. And then the main event was Yoel Romero versus Vadim Nemkov, or is Yoel Romero versus Vadim Nemkov, which is a great fight for the Bellator light heavyweight title. I will be streaming it as long as it's at a reasonable hour, which I believe it is. So I'll be streaming at least the main card. Maybe I'll jump on for a little bit of prelims, because we have to support MMA outside of the UFC. I know this channel's UFC-centric, but this card from Bellator is really, really solid on Friday. So make sure you guys go check it out and join me on Friday for the live stream Friday night. I keep saying Saturday. That's how ingrained Saturday night is for UFC fights for me. Anyway, guys, do me a favor. Make sure to like this stream. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel. We're on the road to 50,000 subscribers. It's going to be a long, hard road. Pause. But we're going to do it. I don't know how long it's going to take. It might take a year, might take 2 years, might take 5 years for all I know. But we are going to make it eventually. Anyway, what else did I want to talk about off the jump? Also, listen, I was just talking to someone before I jumped on stream. Financial advice, 2023 financial advice. If you don't have one already, open a high-yield savings account, okay? Open a high-yield savings account. Right now, it's like 4.5%. Even if you only have a couple $100 to throw in there, Open a high-yield savings account. If you have extra money, invest in the S&P 500 and continue to do that, and don't take any money out of it. The high-yield savings account, you can, take money out of that if you need to, but invest in it. Get that almost 5% interest, risk-free, and set yourself up for the future. I know I'm randomly going over that, but I was just talking to someone about that. So I encourage everyone to open a high-yield savings account. All my YouTube earnings, even though I spend it, I invest it on different stuff, all of my YouTube earnings is directly linked to a high-yield savings account. It's all deposited in my high-yield savings account. So go do it. Go do it, go do it, go do it. This is not a sponsored video by any means, but go do it. Anyway, what's up, Blaze One Sports? What's going on? Joey's about to bless us with a late one tonight. I'm going to bless you with something, all right? What did Oliveira do in the Beneil fight that he didn't do in the fight? Islam fight, besides slightly better head movement? That's a great question. I don't think it's not what he didn't do or what he did do in this fight that he didn't do in that fight. I just think Islam's way better than Beneil Dariush. When I watched fight tape in the lead up for the Beneil Dariush, Islam would easily smoke Dariush badly. It would be an easy win. He would outstrike him easily, even if he couldn't take him down and control him. He would easily outstrike Dariush. Dariush is slow, labored, sloppy on the feet. Never had the elite of the elite striking. Almost got KO'd by Drakkar Klose. Got clipped up by Carlos Diego Ferreira. Got KO'd by Alexander Hernandez. And the striking has honestly plateaued over the last few years, so it's not like it's been vastly improving. And Oliveira's just leaps and bounds better on the feet than Dariush. So it's not about what did Oliveira do differently. Don't get me wrong, I think he's gotten better. I think he looked better, and I think he obviously took less shots on the feet. But I think it's more or less of the skill gap between the two fighters rather than Oliveira making specific adjustments. Beneil Dariush and Islam Makhachev are not even close to being the same fighter. So that is my answer to that. Bellator sucks. Okay. Joey, what's up? Hope all is well. Everything is well. Hope everything's well with you as well. John O. It's a great day to be alive. Every day you wake up and you take a breath, it's a good day. In my mind, it's a good day. So here we are. And seeing that 10K number, I'm telling you, I got to go look at it at least twice a day. I got to see that 10,000, and I'm just, I'm elated. It's so beautiful. Does anybody else who frequently watches the channel, like click on a video and see that 10K and like, damn, that looks good? Because, damn, I'm looking at it right now. It just looks beautiful. It looks absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to see that turn into a 5. Anyway, enough about me. Joey, it wasn't Beneil fighting Oliveira that night. Excuses, dude. Beneil will get smoked 10 times out of 10 by Charles Oliveira. Thoughts on Josh Thompson saying Pitbull would beat the current UFC champ at 145? I wouldn't pick him, but I don't think it's the most ludicrous take ever, but I wouldn't pick him. But Josh Thompson's an idiot. But that's not a horrible, horrible take. Colby gets views, bro. Okay. Every flat currency eventually returns to intrinsic value, zero volatile, and days coming fast. I don't know what you're trying to say there, but all right. Will Joe Martinez take over full-time once Bruce retires? I don't know. I'm not sure. Oliveira was able to do more offensively on his back against Dariush than when he got rocked against Islam. Yeah, that is true, but that's a totally different scenario. Also, Beneil's top pressure is nowhere near the same as Islam. I feel like Oliveira could have got up anytime he wanted to. He chose to stay there for a little bit, looking to set something up, and he wasn't able to, so then he got up. Do you remember Shane Carwin? Of course. Shane Carwin was an absolute beast. He almost stopped Brock Lesnar, but then he gassed himself out. The referee didn't stop it, and he gassed himself out and got finished in the second. Let's go. What's up, Patty? What is up, Patty Mills? I almost said Patty Pimblett there because it just naturally came to my mind. Patty Pimblett. Patty Pimblett. Patty Pimblett lost to Jarrett Gordon. Yeah, Patty Pimblett is Did you guys like how I brought up for those of you who watch my Ian Garry video, there's a stark contrast between Ian Garry's career trajectory and Patty Pimblett's career trajectory. And Patty Pimblett's 3.5 years older, or 3 years older, maybe 3.5. I don't remember. But you get the point. Patty Pimblett's older by a few years. And look at the career difference in the UFC. I want to see Khamzat finally. I want to see Khamzat. I want to see Khamzat finally. Yeah, me too. I think we all do. Would you rate Topuria fight card? Let me take a look. Let me take a look. UFC on ABC 5. It's a decent card. It's not crazy good, not crazy bad. It's a decent fight night card. On a fight night scale, I give it about like a 6. I think it's like a 6 on a fight night scale, on a sliding scale. It's not. I'm not grading it the same as I would grade a pay-per-view. I mean, if this was a pay-per-view, this would be like a 1. But on a fight night scale, I think this is like a 6 or 7. Max. Ian seems much more disciplined compared to Patty. Agreed. Are they going to feed Patty to the wolves, or he's going to get the O'Malley treatment for sure? You think Geoff Neal's overrated? Don't like his chances on the straight striking match with Ian Garry. No, I don't think Geoff Neal's overrated. Geoff Neal, a lot of people believed in 2019, 2018 that he was a future title holder, title challenger at the minimum. And then he had all those health issues, and then he hasn't been the same since, really. Oliveira attempted the same head kick the very first second of the fight. I know, I mentioned it in my post-fight. Oh, against Islam? Hold on a second. Carwin versus Lesnar is a classic fight for me. It was insane. Props to Brock for surviving. I know. Today's day and age, it probably would have been stopped. Does anybody else watch old UFC fights and say, oh, if this was 2023, it would have been stopped for sure? The late stoppages now were considered good stoppages back in when I first started watching. I'm telling you. Every time I watch an old fight, I'm like, okay. Who is your wife's favorite fighter? To be honest, this is going to sound crazy. We don't talk about MMA as much anymore since I do this. So I don't know who it would currently be. I don't know. Maybe she can text me. She's probably watching the stream right now. Who would you consider your favorite fighter right now? It used to be GSP back in the day. I don't know. I really don't know. We don't really talk about MMA that much because she actually watches the streams, and then I'm talking about MMA 24/7 with you guys. So I don't know. As crazy as that sounds, that's a good question. It'd probably be similar to the ones I like, would be my guess. Like Charles Oliveira, the exciting ones. Like crazy exciting ones like Charles, Yuri, Volk. If I had to hazard a guess. And then there's certain fighters like we don't like, and she doesn't like the same. She doesn't like a lot of the same fighters I don't like too. Have you tried seeing a UFC card at the movie theater? I have not. I don't think I would enjoy it. Every ref was a character back then, I felt like. You're right, dude. You're right. Carwin was smashing Brock in the first round, then all those muscles gassed out. I'm going to go look that up real quick. I don't know if I've watched that entire fight since it happened. Brock Lesnar versus Shane Carwin, UFC 116. Dude, Brock was so roided. And they didn't care. Shane was massive. You know, Shane was talking about having a comeback. But then he didn't for some reason. I don't remember. I thought he was going to come back to Bellator. Dude, Brock was never even good. The heavyweight division was just horrible. You got to give him credit for stepping in there, though. You know how happy Dana was? Dude, look at Shane Carwin just smashing him. I'm going to see if it would have been a stoppage in today's day and age. I remember it would have been. Shane was easily stuffing the takedowns, just battering him. He should have kneed him in the head. Oh, he did. Okay. Dude, Brock is running for his life. Dude, yeah, this would have clearly been a stoppage. In 2023, this would have definitely been a stoppage. Brock was just fighting for his life here. getting smashed against the fence. Huge uppercuts. Well, not huge, but... Yeah, Josh Rosenthal was too busy thinking about his weed plants in his warehouse. Yeah, this would have easily been a stoppage. Dude, he's been striking. He's been punching him undefended basically for a minute, but Brock's just kind of sometimes grabbing the wrist, and Shane Carwin had no gas tank too. So, you know how happy the UFC was? Oh, big elbow. If you haven't seen Shane Carwin, Brock Lesnar, somebody needs to go watch this and tell me would this have been a stoppage, because it 100% would have been. It's crazy to me that they didn't stop this. He's just smashing him and smashing him and smashing him. I mean, this is insanity. And he never even got close to stopping it. And Shane Carwin was completely gassed. I was happy Brock won, actually. I just become a fan, and I was kind of, just because he was like a well-known at the time, I kind of wanted him to win. Dude, Brock's got that squeeze. What a comeback win. Okay, where was I at? Yeah, my theater people possibly scream it can ruin the experience. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it. I don't really enjoy being around large groups of people, let alone watching UFC fights and hearing casuals scream. So, but it sounds like a cool experience, but I just wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it. Rosenthal, the felon ref, dude was a NASCAR fan. He was growing like a ridiculous amount of weed at a warehouse somewhere and got caught and ended up getting sentenced. Josh Rosenthal. He was actually a good ref too. Referee, weed. Let's see. Which is crazy, dude. They're sending him to jail. He had $6 million worth of weed. And they were recommending 37 months and 5 years of probation. What did he get sentenced to? He got sentenced to 37 months. So, 3 years in prison. At least they didn't try to give him life or something. That would have been crazy. He was like a well-known MMA ref, and he had some warehouse somewhere, and he just had a massive weed operation. So, and they found it, and they arrested him. Can't believe you never heard of it. But I guess if you weren't watching that, I don't know if you were or weren't. Do you remember Josh Rosenthal? He was actually a really good ref. I don't ever remember him having like crazy bad stoppages, but I guess back then it was a totally different beast. It's a totally different beast. 3 years for $6 million isn't bad. Yeah, I think it's crazy. There's still people in jail for like marijuana charges, and they're in there for like 20 years. That's ridiculous. I was watching Tough episode 3 and today, and it was crazy. Having dude was on the ground eating big shots and elbows for like a solid 40 seconds, and they didn't stop it. For those of you watching The Ultimate Fighter, what did you think of the third episode? Was it good, bad? I'm assuming it's just the same old recycled bullshit over and over and over again. Let me know. He was a decent ref, no doubt. What's up, Joey? Shane Carwin was such a monster that he was. I remember Mike Goldberg saying he was a full glove size bigger than Brock Lesnar at like an XXXL and needed custom gloves. I remember that now, too. I wonder if that was true or that was just wolf tickets being sold. I wonder if that was them wolf tickets being sold. I don't know. I seen Irene Aldana talking about, oh, it won't happen again. Yeah, you're right, it won't happen again. We don't ever want to see you. We don't ever want to see you fight for a title again. Who else saw the rumors of Conor not fighting? If Conor does not... Okay, this is not a rumor. This is like 95% true. If Conor does not join the USADA testing pool by Friday, he will not compete in 2023. unless the UFC moves the pay-per-view around. Because the last pay-per-view of the year is December 16th. He has to be in the testing pool for 6 months unless they give him an exemption, which I don't think they will. That would be catastrophic favoritism. And so if he doesn't join in the next 2 days, he will not be ready to fight at that pay-per-view. And he has not re-entered the USADA pool, even though the UFC has said he has. Let me go USADA testing pool UFC. Athlete test history. Let me just check. Maybe someone hasn't found it yet. 2023. Conor. McGregor. Nope. And that's updated weekly. So. Conor isn't fighting. How long are they going to make Chandler sit on the shot? I'm actually thinking about making a video. Conor McGregor is ruining Michael Chandler's career. Something along those lines. McGregor got a team full of fraud against Chandler's failed UFC pros. Who won? Did Chandler's team win again? I just watched Lesnar versus Carwin fight. That fight was terrible. Yeah, and it should have been a stoppage. Conor isn't fighting. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Joey? What's up, DB? Will you be openly celebrating if Sterling O'Malley is a robbery in Sterling's favor? Tough to say. I'll say yes. I'll say yes. I don't know if I'll be that happy because I don't like bad decisions. But just the way the UFC wants Sterling to fail, it pushes me to Sterling's side. It pushes me to Sterling's side, which is really annoying. Islam got to tread carefully, saying BMF is for bums. He's right, and also saying power slap, humiliating the masculinity. I don't know what you mean. Aldana got smoked. Felt she would lose bad after that nonsense with Macy Chasson. If that fluke heel kick to the liver never happened, she would have lost to Macy 29-28. Agreed. Episode 3 was fine. It had that scene with the kid and figurines you probably saw online. Didn't see it. That was an insane fight. You should have been stopped. The dude got mauled badly. Damn. Conor is never fighting in the UFC again. Would not surprise. I've said it. Go back and watch my videos. From the second this fight was announced, I said I didn't believe it was happening. What do you think about what James Lynch said about your tweet on Juliana Pena and Colby Covington? You know what? James is an absolute bitch. No, I'm kidding. Somebody told me about it, but I haven't actually watched it yet. But if he disagrees with me, that's fine. I mean, I don't care. It is what it is. Of course you're going to disagree sometimes. But Juliana Pena, in my opinion, is a more well-spoken female version of Colby Covington, who actually stays active. So, she's cringy. She's towards the top of the division. She has no real quality wins outside a fluky win over Amanda Nunes. So, it's just one of those things where the parallels are there. There are some major differences, though. So, I'm not saying they're exactly the same. But my thing is, they're both cringy. They're both corny. They're both annoying. And neither one of them necessarily should be getting a title shot. But Juliana Pena, she's not leapfrogging anyone to get one. Honestly, they should book Fizzy versus Chandler. Dude, Chandler would get chinned badly, I think. Just joined a few minutes ago. You think Gary pulls it off? Right now, I have to go with Geoff Neal. But I almost wanted the early prediction Ian Gary. I just don't know. I just don't know yet. My mind is just saying Ian Gary. I picked Ian Gary over Daniel Rodriguez by finish. Let me actually double check that because I keep touting that and I'm pretty sure I did. I did not. I'm lying. I did not. I'm actually lying, which is really upsetting. So I got to stop saying that now. I thought I picked him. Maybe I was just talking about it that I think he could finish him, but I just ultimately went with decision. 0-3 with Conor as a coach is sad. I mean, Conor as your MMA coach is like having Juliana Pena as your striking coach. Some kid made Conor figurines and Conor buys them off him for $1,000. Oh, that's cool. Pena versus Blanchfield will be better than Rocky, dude. I hate the whole division. Beneil's been hyped up too much. Beneil Dariush got exposed. Made a whole video about it. Actually did really good on the channel. 14,000 views almost. 14,000 views. I recorded that Saturday night at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Well worth it. Are you cool with James Lynch? I feel like he's part of the media problem facing the UFC. Will never ask any real questions. Also, he has some weird thing for Colby and seems to dislike the Dagestans. Yeah, I'm cool with him. What do you mean? I mean, he's not... It's not like he's attending all the press conferences, you know? So I don't understand why you say he's part of the media problem. He's definitely always backing Colby. But he has some legit points. As far as the Dagestan thing, I just think he doesn't like the fan base of the Dagestan fan base because they're a little bit extreme. And so he's gotten a lot of shit from them, and he doesn't like it. Which, I mean, is true. So, yes, I'm cool with him. And I don't have any problems with anything that you mentioned. Oh, fighters because of his issues with Ali. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, dude. I don't know. I don't think that's the case exactly. Jamal Hill would get starched by Yuri or Jan. Maybe. I'd probably pick Jan over Jamal Hill, which is crazy. Lynch is pretty cool that he is. James posts clips where he's in the media asking what. He goes to like one event a year. You're saying he's the problem? Calm down. He's going to show up for one event a year and ask the tough questions? No, he asks decent questions. He asks better questions than half the guys there. I mean, I don't pay attention to every single question he's asked, but I've seen some of the clips. Does Hebas get it done against Macy Barbara? I think Amanda Hebas wins 30-27 but gets robbed on the scorecards. Somehow, some way. There's 2 close rounds and they give them to Macy Barbara. I think that's what happens. But hopefully Amanda Hebas just whoops her ass. Whoops her ass. Do you think Alex will get chinned by Jan? Yes, I do. I'm going Jan Blachowicz to end the career of Alex Pereira. It's going to be sad. It's going to be heartbreaking. It's going to be disturbing. It's going to be real sad. But ultimately, too much too soon. Moving up a weight class. Fighting a guy that's a horrible stylistic matchup. And I don't think it's going to work out for him. I do not think it's going to work out for him at all. I think Jan Blachowicz, 2-month turnaround? 3-month turnaround, basically. Yeah. You like him, that's good. Lynch has great interviews with MMA fighters and asks interesting questions. Exactly, there you go. Literally says he wants Colby to become champ because he can interview him. I mean, that's what he wants. At least he's being honest with you if that's what he said. Joey, did you give your fiance the Tabloid Splash for $10K? No, I did not. I just Boston crabbed her. She's in the hospital right now having double ACL surgery from that Boston crab. It was an absolute hellacious Boston crab. One like you've never seen before. One like you've never seen before. Okay. Okay. Do you see Madalena becoming welterweight champ? Not at this point. It's too early to tell. I agree this is the biggest mistake of Alex's career. He should have came back in December. Not at all this year. Or not at all this year. Yeah, exactly. And smack him with the shillelagh. What if Jan and Alex both agree to keep the whole fight standing? I still think Jan can KO him. Jan has elite striking and crazy power. Was Islam underrated in the Charles fight, the fighter's pick? Yeah, he was probably underrated. I would say he was. At least by me. Jan, 40 years old, and his striking is sloth-like lately, though. I don't know. You mean co-main Macy Barber? Ew, don't remind me. Co-main event Macy Barber. What an absolute clown. I can't wait for the day we see at UFC roster watch say X Macy Barber. I can't wait for her to be gone. Oh, if she loses, I'm definitely putting her in my cuts video. Who would Chandler fight next if not McGregor? Armin if he wins? Dude, I think Chandler's just going to cry in a corner if he doesn't get the McGregor fight. I will say maybe Beneil, maybe Armin. Chandler's going to be devastated. But it's crazy. Chandler's like ready to go. Chandler's in the prime of his career, getting older, probably declining out of his prime. And he's sitting out. He's going to sit out for over a year waiting for McGregor. I got to make a video on that. Because when did he fight last? Chandler fought against Poirier in November, right? UFC 281 in November, I believe. So, let's go. What's up? Armin versus Chandler predictions. That's a 50-50. That is a 50-50 fight. I'd probably go with Armin, but I don't know. I don't know for sure. Chandler has really good hands and really fast early. Patty Mills, thank you for the $4.99 dono. I greatly appreciate it. Chandler type of dude to apologize to McGregor for not getting the fight. That is true. That is very true. What's so embarrassing is, imagine Chandler literally just sits out for the full year and then doesn't end up fighting him anyway. What a mistake that is if that happens. Dude, he's going to cry. I bet you he's slowly starting to come to the realization. You know, like if you ever loan someone money and they say they'll give you the money back, and they're like, oh, I'll give it back to you next week, and then you don't get it the next week, and then, oh, I got you next week, and they don't, and you slowly come to the realization, okay, they're never giving me that money. Chandler has to be slowly coming to the realization that the fight isn't happening. And it's got to be, he's like, no, it's happening. It's just a matter of when. It's just a matter of when. And it's just not happening. It's just, I've said it from January on. I have videos. I have video evidence to prove it. That I don't believe that fight will ever materialize. So, Chandler sitting out for over a year, doesn't even get the McGregor fight, serves him right for ducking everyone. I don't think he's ducking everyone. Does Armin beat Charles? I'm going to say no, but maybe. Armin versus Rafael after Armin beats Silva would be a great matchup for Armin. I like that matchup. I also like Armin versus Gamrot too. That was a great first fight. What's up, everybody? What's up, Cry Cara France? What's up, Andy, with the crying face in the chat? Chandler probably like, I did all that brown nosing for no reason. Dude was deep-throating. McGregor for years. If Conor's private was sharp, Chandler would have a hole in the back of his throat. And all that to just not get the fight. I wonder if the fight never happens if Chandler will start talking shit on him. I wonder if he finally will. Dude, I don't know why you keep saying this in chat. Like, what are you even talking about, bro? I'm ignoring that, dude. We're not talking about politics in the chat. What the hell? Chandler probably like, I did all that. Okay, I read that. Chiesa's career is over if Holland demolishes him. Dude, I think Chiesa may beat him. But yeah, Michael Chiesa's career is coming to a close soon. But thank you again for the $4.99, Patty Mills, a.k.a. Dale Earnhardt profile pic. I like getting my cut at that $14K. I'm basically part of the business, all right? I need my cut. Did you see Izzy on the MMA Hour? What do you think about the idea about the judges doing post-event interviews? I think it's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire life. The MMA media is absolute dog shit. The judges should not have to answer to the MMA media, who were a bunch of fucking slime balls, who half the time don't even care to even want to be there, half the time don't even want to ask any questions, and they probably get paid $25,000 a year, if that. Oh yeah, I definitely need some of these left for dead MMA media members from MMA farting asking judges about their scorecards. Oh, that sounds like we're going to get to the bottom of it real quick. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Never want to hear it. Never want to see it. The MMA media, I don't want to see them asking judges questions. Yeah, that's really going to solve it. We're going to have the media asking questions. They can't even ask Dana White any questions. They can't even ask Dana White any questions. So you're expecting them to ask good questions to anyone else? You know, they can't even ask good questions to Dana White. So, yeah. Judges have zero incentive to score things good, though. There needs to be internal held liable. There needs to be, there needs to be checks and balances, but that needs to be done internally. That doesn't need to be that doesn't need to be what's the word I'm looking for? That doesn't need to be done publicly in the media. The commission needs to handle that, okay? We can't attempt to influence judges' future decisions off of outrage over fights that we don't agree with. I think that's the worst take in MMA. So imagine Ariel Helwani, right? Imagine every day you went to work, right? After you were done at your day at work, right? You got to answer questions from Ariel Helwani about how well you did or didn't do your job. Imagine that. Imagine that. No, absolutely not. I'm not answering no fucking questions from some dweeb who has an agenda to push. Dude was crying about Cry France losing. It was a close fight. It could have went either way. So half the times there's not even a true robbery, and they want the media to answer for their decisions. They're just going to say, hey, you dumb bitch, it was a close fight, and I thought it was close. And I favored this guy's activity based on the judging criteria more than I scored for the other guy in that round. So therefore, he won on my scorecard. Tough luck, you dumb bitch. I mean, it's not going to achieve anything. It's so stupid. I'm so tired of it. We need accountability internally with the commission. Every time there's a scorecard you don't agree with, that doesn't make it a robbery. And I'm sick and tired of hearing about it. There has really been there's been way less robberies than people make it out to be, And it's only main events. It's the gambling MMA media. It's the gambling. It's the gambling. The MMA gamblers. It's the MMA media, and it's just MMA Twitter and YouTube in general crying about every fucking decision that's close. Robbery this, robbery that. Now, don't get me wrong. Paddy Pimblett, Jared Gordon was a robbery. Sean O'Malley, Piotr Jan was a clear robbery, in my opinion. Where you had one fighter that clearly won the fight. In my opinion, in both those instances, won all 3 rounds, and they got robbed on the judges' scorecards. Even so, them going to answer questions from media doesn't help anything. So, yeah. Hot take, MMA media knows more than Joe Rogan, although that's not saying much. Yeah, that's not saying much. I agree. Joey, did you see DC saying Donald Cerrone and Jim Miller don't deserve to be in the UFC Hall of Fame? The UFC Hall of Fame is a fucking joke anyway. It's a joke anyway, but I did see it. Joey, Dana is the boss. Media members aren't scared of the judges, just Dana. Okay. But they can't do their jobs, so why do we want to trust them to do their jobs another way? How'd you get a hold of Chris Curtis for his interview? I called him up. And I said, hey, I want to get you on the channel. Armin would beat a lot of these dudes. Agreed. Joe, you're just mad because Pena beat Amanda and it made her so much scared she retired. Exactly. That's true. Ariel Helwani's too biased. Dude's a bomb. Close fights aren't robberies. Say it. Yeah, got to go off then, Joey. Ariel's such a worm. Joey, you're just mad. Okay, read that. What's up, Joey? What's up, Anthony? You can't call it. Dude, The O'Malley-Yanwa fight was one of the worst robberies I've ever seen. Kai Kara France got robbed badly. No, he didn't. Hall of Fame became a joke when Cerrone was inducted. Let's search UFC Hall of Fame. Where's it at? You can't even find a picture of what the Hall of Fame actually looks like. It's some damn wall in the apex, probably. Yeah, I'm done. The UFC Hall of Fame is literally just a wall next to the steps in the UFC apex. Or the UFC headquarters or some shit, whatever you want to call it. UFC headquarters. And people are crying about that. They're like, yeah, I definitely want an octagon plaque on a fucking wall next to some steps where people go clock in for their 9 to 5 jobs. I don't give a rat's ass about the UFC Hall of Fame. I would literally quit my job if I had to talk to Ariel every day. Exactly. Ariel doesn't care about the fighters. He just cares about the anti-UFC narrative. He cares about a lot of stuff, but I think people give him too much for the anti-UFC narrative, but that is true as well. I bust your balls, Chevy. Who's Chevy? But I love your take on the MMA media. They're garbage. They are garbage. They've been garbage. That's what's inspired this channel. Go back and watch early streams, early videos. My dislike for the MMA media inspired this channel and made me want to start this channel for many years. They're garbage. They never say what needs to be said. They leave a lot out. And they're, for lack of a better word, they're all a bunch of pussies. And I don't want to be like Dana White because there are some decent media members who ask some decent questions here and there. But the ones that are actually there on a day-to-day basis, they're just too worried about Dana. And then because there's not a lot of money in independent MMA media, it's not like you have any real independent MMA media. And that's what I'm here to be. Your number one source for independent MMA media right here on this channel. All right? Ain't nobody signing my paychecks. Ain't nobody telling me what to say. Ain't nobody policing my opinions. And unless the UFC wants to cut a check for at least, $250K a year, then maybe I'll think about it. But until then, ain't never happening. All these MMA websites are just so indebted to the UFC because they can't do anything else. And they're so intertwined, they can't afford to get, kicked out. They have to give them, they have to treat them in a certain light. And I just absolutely hate it. And to be honest, I would never even do that. If the UFC called me tomorrow, that would never happen. If UFC called me tomorrow and said, look, we'll cut you $300K a year. You just can't put out any negative videos about the UFC. I said, absolutely not. Even though it'd be great money, absolutely not. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. So, but I also do believe that Dana White's a little puss. And he's always bitching and whining. The media this, the media that, the media this. He just doesn't like being held accountable in any regard. You notice most of the MMA media he complains about aren't there because it's the ones that aren't there who will call him out. So, in comparison, NBA Hall of Fame holds a year-round ceremony for players inducted. That's pretty cool. And they have their own rooms in the NBA offices. That's pretty cool. I did not know that. MMA Junkies top 10 of the ball. MMA farting. Ariel said WWE was combat sports last week, and I listened to the MMA Hour. I don't listen to the MMA Hour. None of these fighters are paying Joey to be biased. Exactly. Just don't sell out. Smack. Okay. No. Nope. No. What are you guys talking about politics in here? Neither one of you are right. So you can take from that what you will. O'Malley has the most toxic fan base. I was getting into it with someone earlier about how he only has one win over any current UFC fighters, and it was a robbery. That is true. O'Malley beat Jan. He won 1-3, so clearly dude, you're delusional. He lost every single round, clearly. It's clear as day. Sean is undefeated. No. Please rank these fights in terms of quality in regards to women UFC fights. Manon Fuhrer versus Erin Blanchfield. Weili Zhang versus Amanda Lemos. And Home versus Myra Bueno Silva. Second is number 1. Switch 1 and 2, and that's the order it should go in. You can tell by someone dodging question, typical demo move. I don't even know what that means, dude. But look, if you want to go talk politics, go fuck off somewhere else. I hate motherfuckers that try to force politics into every dumbass discussion. I hate those type of people that just constantly got to talk about politics this, politics that. Go fuck off and go watch someone who talks about politics if you want to go talk about politics. I answered both of your questions, and I said neither one of you were right. So go to hell. How about that? Joey, your analysis has gotten much better, and the delivery is awesome. I'll take it. I still don't see how people think O'Malley won. Yeah, I think it's delusional. I think it's absolute delusional. Acting like, oh, he's scared of a question. I ain't scared of no question. I ain't scared of saying anything on this channel. You will never see me dodge anything. But I don't answer stupid questions that I don't care about in the chat. I just go to talk about the MMA live chat, which this is what that is. That's what this is. Okay? So, fuck right off to another channel, bro. Home Aldana 2 for the belt. Stop. Feedback the other stream had me lamowing regarding the cigarettes hanging from the mouth, bouncing while they're talking. Dude, I see people like that all the time. They're like talking with the cigarettes in their mouth. Like, no. Home versus Pena world title. Stop. But yes, that's probably going to happen. Jan won every round, clearly. I rewatched it twice. It's clear as day. The first round is actually closer than the third round. The third round is unequivocally, undeniable, indefensible to score it for anyone other than Jan. Patty just going in. The only thing Sean O'Malley proved to me in the Jan fight is that he can take a beating so well he can convince the judges he won the fight when he clearly lost. I mean, that's basically what he did. Come on now, we don't need to talk politics here. Exactly. Dude's a clown. Look, there's these group of people in the MMA community who are so obsessed with talking about politics and connecting politics to everything and bringing up politics about every fucking thing. I hate these types of people. There's people outside the MMA community who are obsessed with that, and there's a lot of people in the MMA community. They think it makes them cool or something. Oh, I'm intelligent because I talk about politics and I bring up politics about everything. Well, we're just talking about fist fights here, okay? These dudes are clowns. I can't stand these types of people bring politics into every issue ever. Every fight, every news story regarding MMA. We're literally watching grown men fist fight. And it's just crazy to me. You're worried in an MMA live chat asking somebody about their politics, okay? So, there you go. Just because I wouldn't even normally say that because I don't care. But it's like this dude's like, oh yeah, you won't even read this. I don't care what you have to say, dude. I don't care. Nah, y'all are wrong. Sean beat Jan. No, he didn't. Thoughts on politics? In that case, let's talk about it. O'Malley beat Jan. Guys, watch it again. No. Chris Curtis and Jared Gordon getting headbutted had me hoping for headbutt. No contest. Whenever the fight I bet on's losing, okay? You making videos about Izzy's skin color isn't politics. Lamau fist fights. Making videos about Izzy's skin color. What video did I make about Izzy's skin color? Someone please point that one out to me. And also, I don't believe discussing certain issues in certain videos for a minute or two. I don't believe that is politics. In my opinion, that's not politics. So, if you want to ask me, oh, is it a specific question about MMA that you might deem political? That's fine, but it's not political to me. So, I've never made a video directly about anyone's skin color ever on YouTube ever. And I like how it's the same dude coming back with different accounts. Just so he can message in the chat. Like, what a clown. What an absolute clown. Where's Fries at? I need some backup. It's fine, dude. You don't, unless he says something really crazy, you don't even have to time him out. Izzy had to say he wasn't gay because of the brain dead MMA fans. Joey has the right to talk about it. Yeah, exactly. If you want to talk about a video where I mentioned that people are constantly talking about Israel Adesanya's sexuality, if that's somehow political, then you're fucking brain dead. I don't see that as political at all. So, it pisses them off more than anything when you respond and they can't say anything. That is true. No serious injuries? Exactly. Dude, I'm not biased towards Sean at all. If you watch the fight, he clearly lost. He clearly lost outright. Some of those people weren't loved as a child, and it shows exactly. I thought Jan got robbed, but then I rewatched it and was like, no, Sean won. Well, then it looks like you were smoking dick in the meantime, too. Because that's crazy to me. I don't know how anyone could... you must not know the scoring criteria. People say damage, 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 like it's only visual damage. Read the scoring criteria. It's not just visual and damage at all. So... I'm just done looking at this picture of the UFC Hall of Fame. I'm saving this. I might have to make a video on this now. This UFC Hall of Fame bullshit. Damn. The Juliana Pena video popped off last night. 5,000 views. The channel's moving up in the world. We hit another step in the algorithm. Almost 5,000 views right now. We're moving up in the world. And we just crossed 2 million views, by the way. We just crossed 2 million views. Dude, look, you can say this, but don't type 17 messages at once, all right? I don't want 17 messages at one time. You can say any of that, but just don't type 17 messages. I enjoyed your Pena video, but did not expect it to be praising Pena. When I went into making that video, I explained it in the video. When I went in to the video to make it, that was not the plan either. But then I started listening and I'm like, well, she does have a point. She does have a point. So I have to look, I can't lie because I can't lie about the way I feel to appease the masses. And honestly, I thought I was going to get more hate on that. I didn't get really any hate on that video at all. But she's kind of telling the truth. She's kind of telling the truth. I do think part of Amanda Nunes' decision to retire was she didn't want to fight Juliana Pena again. I do believe that. So I know that sounds crazy. I'm not saying Nunes is scared of her by any means, but I do think she took that into account. She's like, I don't want to take any damage. Why do you think Nunes is retiring? She doesn't want to take any damage. She doesn't want to fight anymore. She doesn't want to train. She coasted for years. And she knows if she does not train, Juliana Pena will come for her. And as crazy as that sounds, Juliana Pena has heart, determination, and durability. And she's going to, win or lose, she's going to cause some damage. So, Pena's probably my least favorite fighter on the roster. Top 3 least favorite fighter on the roster. But I have to say what I believe. And when I started watching this interview, I'm like, she's kind of right. Oh, she's kind of right about this as well. She's kind of right about that. So, I know a lot of people like to say, you know, Juliana's delusional. And I think in some respects she is delusional. Of course. But most fighters are. So, it's not as bad as it's made out to be. The Pena video was pretty good. Hope you're having a good night. I hope you are as well, Chase. How do you think Oliveira-Holloway rematch would go? A legit 155 Holloway. I'm taking about not flabby featherweight that fought Poirier. I would go Oliveira by finish. I think it'd be too much for him. What's up, Joey? What's going on? Facts, low-key? Exactly. Who are your top 3 least favorite fighters, bro? In no particular order, Juliana Pena, Tony Kelly, and Jeremy Stevens. Joey showing love to Pena. Never thought I'd see that. Best striker of all time. Stop. If Pena wanted to stay on top, she needs to work on that striking ASAP. She really doesn't even need to because the rest of the division is terrible too. The only person I see beating her, I mean, a lot of the matchups she can lose, but it's a lot of low-level opposition as well. And Makwan Amirkhani. I actually hate Wonderboy Thompson too. Hot take. I absolutely hate Wonderboy Thompson. People are going to be like, what? What? How can you hate Wonderboy? When you're top ranked and you're just squatting on your ranking for years and refusing to fight certain guys. Well, he didn't say UFC fighters. He said, what's your top 3 least favorite fighters? He didn't say UFC fighters. I didn't know if you were joking or being for real, dude. I was being for real. Juliana Pena brings it when she fights. Amanda Nunes is checked out and has been checked out for many years. She doesn't want to take any damage anymore. So while she's not leaving because she's going to lose or she's scared. She's leaving because she's tired of taking any damage. And she knows Juliana Pena is going to be there. She's going to have to fight Juliana Pena and take some damage. So why not ride off into the sunset after a 50-44 win over Irene Aldana? Wonderboy's a gatekeeper. Wonderboy's not even a gatekeeper because he doesn't even fight the contenders. Dude turned down a fight with Shavkat and many others. Do you prefer Wonderboy or Woodley? Wonderboy. Wonderboy Thompson dodged in the smoke from Joey because Joey wrestled in middle school. Exactly. And if Wonderboy's got a fucking problem with it, I'll fight him tomorrow. And guess what? I wrestled in middle school, so he ain't taking that fight. Whew, my nose is itching terribly. Amanda deserves to retire from the sport and enjoy her life. 100% agree. Joey, what fight are you most excited for on this Saturday's card and why? Featured fight on the card. I held up 3 because it's the third fight down from the main event. Christian Leroy Duncan versus Armen Petrosyan. Christian Leroy Duncan is a contender that I want to keep an eye on. I think he will become a contender. And also, I just believe that he's going to go out there and put on a statement performance and look good doing it. So Christian Leroy Duncan, Armen Petrosyan. Really looking forward to seeing Christian Leroy Duncan fighting. I think he's going to put on a showcase performance. That's the fight I'm most excited for. And I think he can become a very interesting prospect in the division. Bro, Chandler was beating Oliveira, Dustin, and arguably Gaethje. Who has he actually lost to? He got finished by all 3 of them. So it doesn't matter if you were winning. He won't take a fight even if he knew someone. If you knew someone who wrestled in elementary school, exactly. Have you seen the whole Strickland versus Magomedov card? Actually, a really good Apex Fight Night. I have not. Let me go take a look. It's right around the corner. That's the crazy thing. Damn, Damir Ismagulov versus Grant Dawson, Ariana Lipsky. Only 11 fights. Abdul Razak Al Hassan versus Bruno Ferreira. Max Griffin versus Michael Morales. Yeah, this is a good key. This is a good card. Kevin Lee versus Renat Fakhretdinov. Ew. Alexander Romanov versus Bagoy Ivanov. Ew. Ew. Cut them both immediately. Ew. Do you think most UFC fighter training camps against you would be solely focused on avoiding the notorious Boston Crab? Exactly. I got deep Boston ties, all right? I never want to see Alexander Romanov ever fight again. I swear on my life, people were hyping him up like he was some kind of contender. He's literally a bum. I picked Volkov to KO him. Dude looked like he didn't even train for that fight. He's literally a bum. Who are your top 3 favorite active fighters and who are your overall favorite active or retired? I would say like legends of the sport. Anderson Silva, Jose Aldo, Robbie Lawler. I know Robbie Lawler's still technically fighting. Top 3 favorite active fighters. Charles Oliveira, Yuri Prohaska, Alexander Volkanovski probably. Probably something along those lines. Let me know in the chat, guys. Who are some of your favorite fighters? Let me know in the chat right now. Everyone put your favorite fighters in the chat. I want to know who I'm forgetting. If someone says Alexander Romanov, you're getting banned. Gaethje, Kevin Holland, and Ty. Ew. Yair. I almost said Yair, too. He's one of my favorite to watch, but I hate Yair because of the way he acted after the eye poke. Dude, Patty Mills trying to lose his wrench right now. Oliveira, Pereira, Jan, and Roman. Islam, Charles, Khamzat. I want to say Khamzat, too, but Khamzat doesn't fight, so he's not even an active fighter. Max Holloway, Oliveira, Yuri, and Roundtree. Aljo, Leon, Edwards, Holland. Ew. Kevin Holland's one of my least favorite fighters on the whole roster, by the way. Aldo, Habib, JDS. Habib's one of my favorite retired fighters. Ji Young Kim. Oh, yeah, I forgot about her. Juliana Miller's at the top of my list as well. I think she's right up there in terms of the GOAT conversation with Anderson Silva. Volk, Charles Holloway. Fair enough. Leon Scott, as Colby, as your boy Colby would say. Prime JDS underrated, dude. I love Prime JDS. I'll never forget him KOing Cain Velasquez. Jamal Hill. There's a lot of good names out there, for sure. A lot of great fighters. You not just call Colby my boy. Worst MMA take you've had? None. All mine are the best. All mine are the best, all right? Crocop, McGregor, Chandler fight just got canceled right now. Not from a legit source, though, right? Not from a legit source, is there? Yeah, there hasn't been a legit source say that yet. So, we'll see. It wouldn't shock me if it never happens. Your worst take was Jorge beating Colby, but I did say if Colby didn't stop, if Jorge didn't stop him in the first 2 rounds, Colby would beat him to a decision easy. Colby fighting Leon, win MSG or Abu Dhabi? I think Abu Dhabi, co-main event, Abu Dhabi. But I think Colby might lose his shot. You picked Kong to beat Volkov, okay? Do Bronx, Sean O'Malley, Izzy only when he's fighting? It's a lot more. What do you think Silva would be ranked if he somehow beat Armin? Oh my God. I don't know. I guess he'd be like top 10, somewhere in there. I feel like Ian Garry went over Geoff Neal because he trains with Shavkat. Dude, that's meaningless sometimes. Dana bought Aljo a new Lambo. Where'd you see that at? Where did you see that at, my friend? Let me take a look. He didn't post nothing on Twitter. Oh, he just posted a picture in front of a Lambo? Oh, he's got a sponsor and he's just posting in front of a Lambo. Yeah, he didn't buy him a Lambo, dude. Shut up. Wait a second. Was O'Malley serious? Apparently, he tweeted out he had a 2-2 going into round 5 with Nunes Aldana. That has to be a troll, right? Imagine the booze Colby will get in Abu Dhabi. Lost his shot to who? Bilal versus Colby would be hilarious, by the way. It wouldn't shock me if the UFC told Colby, hey, we want you to fight Leon in Abu Dhabi. And he was like, nah, I don't want to fight in Abu Dhabi. And then the UFC was like, okay, then we'll give it to Bilal then. At least that's my thoughts behind it. Do you like the Bellator lineup, Living Legends on the card, senior night? Yes, I do like the Bellator lineup. That's why I did I did a breakdown and prediction of the top 3 fights. A breakdown and prediction of the top 3 fights. Because it's just such a great card. I'll be streaming it on Friday. I keep wanting to say Saturday. But I will be streaming it on Friday. You can watch the fights with me. Joe, do you hate Merab for making Aldo retire? Yeah. What was the most stacked card of 2022? Off the top of my head, UFC 280. I want to see Usman versus Chimaev make it happen. Or UFC 281, probably. I don't think it's going to happen, dude. Usman versus Chimaev isn't happening. The Bellator card is stacked. Yeah, that's why I got to stream it. I got to show some support to Bellator. I got to show some support to Bellator, you know. Now that I'm a big shot with 10,000 subscribers, I got some pull around here now. You know, I got some pull around here. You know, I'm basically a celebrity at this point. I wonder what 10,000 subscribers on MMA YouTube would be considered. Would that be considered still a small channel, or would it be like a medium now? Am I like a medium or a medium channel now? What do you guys say? Still very small? Or maybe take the step to small? Or maybe it's a medium size? What would you guys consider? When you see a channel with 10,000 subscribers on MMA YouTube, what size channel would you call that? I would say probably still a small channel, right? I can't wait. When we hit like 30K, I'll start calling myself a medium channel on YouTube. I'm a medium MMA channel. Smedium? Smedium? You're still a small fry? Don't get too big for your britches, dude. I'm kidding, all right? Apparently, Anthony says it's a medium. As the size of Joey, I'd say small. For MMA, I'd say medium. Yeah, I don't know. I know there's a lot of really, really small channels, like with hundreds of subscribers. But I don't know. I would say like 25K would be like a medium channel in my opinion. In MMA channels don't really grow that like massively. I would say like a big channel would be like 100K, which I want to get to one day. I plan on getting to one day. A large, small fry. Us two small fry. Who saw 30 minutes or less? When they're checking out with like fake guns, they're checking out with like rope and zip ties and mask, and the cashier was like, "You sure you don't want some condoms too?" And he was like, and they look at him like, "Why?" I don't remember if I'm quoting this exactly. It's been years since I saw it, but they were like, "No, why?" And she was like, "Well, this is usually what someone buys before they go rape somebody," and he was like, "Us two small fries," and then he's like. He puts up a little kit to make cheeseburger sliders. And he's like, he throws it on the conveyor belt. He's like, "Yeah, would rapists buy this? Huh? Can we get some likes, yo? Show Joey this channel isn't small." Yeah, if you guys could like the channel, I like the stream. I would greatly appreciate it. As the size of Joey's channel increase, so does the pleasure. Yeah, someone said the size of the fist. Well, then it's an extra large channel. I would smack up Brock Lesnar in his prime with this bad boy. Joe, do you think Borz will ever be champ? Do you think brawn and aggression is enough to be champ? I don't know if he's ever going to fight again, to be honest. He may end up in jail for war crimes at this point. So, the guy Jordan Levitt KO'd pulled out. Trevor Peek is now fighting the 13-6 guys. Okay? How many years till Bellator gets good at cinematography and camera placement and video quality as the UFC? I don't even know if the video quality is bad. It's the lighting that isn't good. I'll say another 5 years. They need to fix that. I wish they'd hire me as a consultant. Because they're doing a lot of things wrong, in my opinion. Lamau war crimes? Yeah, dude. He's hanging out with a warlord. What do you expect? What do you expect? So we got a medium MMA channel here. I may have to stop answering questions now. I'm at 10K now. I'm a big shot, all right? I'm too busy to answer questions now. I just get on here and drink water and talk about what I want. All right? I'm kidding, obviously. I'm flat out kidding. I hope Bellator is good on Friday. Saturday. I hope Saturday's card's pretty good, too. Hopefully. Gonna need a donation for your questions to be answered. Joe, I heard you got some pool around here. Yeah, I kind of a big deal, all right? I guess you could say things are getting pretty serious. Who knows where that's quote's from? I guess you could say things are getting pretty serious. I guess you could say things are getting pretty serious. Who knows where that quote's from? Somebody let me know in the chat. It's 10.1. That is true. We already picked up over 100 subs since yesterday. Nothing better than a lot of growth. Nothing better than getting really nasty, fast growth. You know? This is a girthy channel. We got some girth around here. We're swinging around some girth. Yeah. I don't know how well you remember Bisping's career or if you flowed with him as much as an active, but scale him on a 1 to 10, where would you rank him? I'd rank him like a 6. I'd rank him like a 6. UFC dropped an Arman interview, and Arman said Charles is a present and that he'll smash him. You think you could smash him, as he says? Now, I'd pick Charles. Sounds like Napoleon Dynamite. It is Napoleon Dynamite. But serious, dude. What are you saying but serious? Yeah, 6 sounds about right. Yeah, basically got a fluke title win, to be honest. Even though I picked him to win that fight when nobody else was picking him. Oh, I wish I had a YouTube channel. I'd have been a legend. I'd have been an absolute legend. That's probably one of my best picks that I never had, that I had before I had a YouTube channel. It's crazy now because now my subscriber count on my actual channel, I can see it in my analytics, but on my actual channel, now it only updates every 100 subscribers. Where before it updated every 10 subscribers. Because of the numbers. Because they would have to do 10.1, 0.1, or 0.11, 0.12. And it's just easier 10.1. I never thought 2 years in I'd be looking at 10K. A 10K. Joey, do you think Rodtang One Championship beats any current 135ers? Isn't Rodtang just Muay Thai? So he probably gets out grappled by everyone. Hey, Joey, did you know Dricus du Plessis is a twin? Okay, your turn for a fun fact. I don't have any. I don't have any fun facts for you, buddy. Bisping title reign is a joke. It's embarrassing that Hendo was fighting for the belt and Bisping barely won. I actually thought that Henderson won. There's a fight, him versus DJ, yeah, and he lost. I feel like people only praise Charles while the talk is hot from the fight, then they doubt him again. Agreed. I talked about that in my video about people overlooking him. Some MMA, some Muay Thai. Yeah, but he lost, dude. So I would say no. The answer is no. The answer is no. How does Dricus du Plessis beat Whitaker? He has his buddy in the crowd throw a couple banana peels in the cage. And he's got to pray Whitaker slips on a banana peel in the first 30 seconds. Otherwise, I think Whitaker... I'm picking Whitaker by first round TKO, to be honest. Who would win, Dricus du Plessis? I have no idea, dude. I have no clue. I do not have a clue, buddy boy. So... apparently, Arman says he hopes to fight Beneil Dariush with a win on Saturday. Pat Sabatini, Christian Leroy Duncan. Bunch of interviews getting reposted around. What is this about? Hold on. Oh. I'm dumb. What a clickbait title that was. From some dumbass MMA media website. Is Tyson Fury going to fight John Jones? No. Sup, Joey? Thoughts on Conor situation? My thoughts have been consistent from January. I don't believe it happens. If it does happen, it won't be this year. 2 questions in a row. Getting scammed. I need better questions. Yeah, you do. Deshaun. Do you think Yuri takes Hill's belt? I think Yuri is way too unorthodox and leaves way too many openings. I think the MF are as tough as F and won't get KO'd out cold, but I think he will get KO'd. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I really don't. I'm back and forth on the Yuri Hill fight. And I picked Hill to beat Glover. But Yuri's just such a wild man, dude. If he can draw Jamal out into that type of war, Yuri thrives in those types of wars. It seems you're right. Hill versus Yuri will probably be in Australia. We'll see. Rod Tang versus Sean O'Malley. No. Are you a fan of Muay Thai? It's okay. Nothing to write home about. Nothing to write home about. It's crazy. We're right around the corner from UFC 290. Who's excited for UFC 290? Because I'm telling you right now, I'm dying of excitement. Like, I say once a week at least, I go look at the UFC 290 card. And we're only a couple weeks away. It's literally July 8th, so we're 3 weeks away. Look at this card. Jimmy Crute versus Alonzo Menefield. Ew. Victor Petrino versus Marcin Prachnio. It's a decent fight. Kamala Kirk versus Esteban Ribovics. Okay. Yasmin Uruguay versus Denise Gomes. Okay. Shannon Ross versus Jesus Aguilar. Sean Brady, Jack Della Maddalena. Robbie Lawler, Nico Price. Dan Hooker, Jalen Turner. Robbie Whitaker, Dricus Duplessis. Bo Nickel, Trayshawn Gore. Brandon Moreno versus Alexandre Pantoja. And Alexander Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez. So, I mean, the first, like, 3 out of the first 5 aren't the greatest. But after that, I mean, we're looking at a 12-fight card right now, and it's looking beautiful. It's looking beautiful. Oh, yeah, Christian Rodriguez versus Cameron Saman is canceled. Hopefully they find Cameron Saman a new opponent. And it was supposed to have Davison Figueiredo versus Manel Kape, which got canceled, unfortunately. That does suck. What do you think of One Championship has become my second favorite promotion? I think everyone's on roids in there. 2024 January, McGregor Chandler in Ireland seems it's going to happen. It's not happening in Ireland. I might pick Yair at me as well. Bro, don't sleep on Vitor Petrino. Real mofo right there. He is. Shannon Ross is not UFC material. Dude will get cooked again. I don't even remember his last fight, but... Yeah, I mean, who was it against? Cledson Rodriguez got finished in his last 2 fights. Yeah, he's definitely not UFC material, dude. Who's next for Israel? I don't know, dude. I don't want it to be Dricus Duplessis or Whitaker. I don't want to see either one of those fights. I mean, Dricus, do you really think Dricus stands a chance? I guess if he beats Whitaker, maybe. I think Yair will lose. We'll see. I'm excited for Bellator tomorrow. Should be their best card of the year. Tomorrow? Today's Wednesday, bro. You had me confused for a second there. You had me very confused. It's on Friday, so it's 48 hours from now. I've been saying Shannon Ross versus JP Buys. Isn't JP Buys gone? Tashiro Chiara fights in 1 week. I'm looking forward to that, dude. Great contender in the flyweight division. Dricus Duplessis, next 185-pound champ. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. He got the easiest path to the title, basically. Outside of Robert Whitaker, he got the easiest path to the top, is what I'm saying. How good of a win was Jair was Emmett? It was good. It was solid. The way he did it was impressive. Habib was sincere. Islam is a bit cocky, and it's interesting. Okay. Just want to see Dricus Duplessis get flatlined by Izzy or Whitaker, who are the 2 best in the middleweight divisions. I just don't want to see Whitaker, Izzy 2 or 3. Albazi won because of JP Buys. It's Europe. It's already Thursday. Okay. In Europe, it's already Thursday. I will take your word for it, buddy boy. Which is absolutely crazy. Islam's been getting more and more cocky recently. I mean, I think that's a bit over-exaggerated, but okay. I'll take your word for it. I will take your word for it, brother. Habib wasn't as sincere as you think. Nemkov is going to destroy Romero, in my opinion. I think he's going to win via decision. I think he's going to outstrike him. Romero never mixed into grappling. It's 4:27 a.m. where you're at. That's crazy. That is absolutely astounding. Real quick, UFC 289 recap. We put it in the title, so we have to talk about UFC 289. Let's just talk about the top 2 fights, really. Amanda Nunes, Irene Aldana. We've already talked about it a little bit in the stream. Irene Aldana, I never want to see her in a title fight ever again. She shit the bed. She threw 0 strikes. She just held a high guard up and got clipped up anyway. So, Irene Aldana absolutely shit the bed. Amanda Nunes is gone. I don't think it really matters in terms of the grand scheme of things because she was just dominating and coasting against everyone anyway. But the UFC's in desperate need for some fresh meat at 135 pounds. But Nunes was dominating forever, so maybe we'll get a shakeup in the division. But I think the title will be hot potato from here on out. As far as Beneil versus Charles Oliveira, I called it. I said Charles Oliveira was going to get it done relatively easily, and that he did. He absolutely starched Beneil Dariush. And for those saying, I've heard a couple people say, oh, that wasn't Beneil that night and this and that. Dude, 10 out of 10 times, I think Charles starches Beneil. 10 out of 10 times, I think he starches Beneil badly. He's much better on the feet. And he just has much better power overall. And he's much faster. He's much more athletic. He's more technical. Everything is in Charles Oliveira's favor. So that's why I told you guys I was confident in Charles Oliveira. I thought Beneil had a chance, but I was confident in Charles Oliveira would get it done. And I was confident that Charles Oliveira would finish him, and that he did. I'm actually going to make a video about Charles. I'm unsure how exactly I'm framing it. But I'm going to discuss the GOAT conversation. I'm also going to discuss a rematch against Islam Makhachev. Maybe I'll record it after this stream. We'll see. Maybe I'll record it after this. We'll see. I haven't 100% decided yet. Beneil was winning before the finish. Shut up. No, he wasn't. He was losing on the ground even. Do you think Alexa Grasso will defend her belt? Yes, in September she will. Pena versus Raquel Pennington will be at November. Ew. You think if Topuria beats Emmett, he gets the next shot? If Volk wins over Yair? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do, my friend. I believe that will happen. But we'll see. Topuria versus Volk sounds like a lot of fun if Volk's able to defeat Yair. But don't count Yair out. Don't count Yair out. He is one of the most dangerous fighters in the UFC, in my opinion. Dude, don't say that shit about Charles. The number one contender has a name and it's Charles Oliveira. It's not a champ. He lost to Islam fair and square. Do you think the UFC will come to Toronto this year? No. Pena about to finesse her way into a John Jones co-main event? Absolutely not. Please, no. The champ has a name and it's Mark the Olympian Madsen, brother. Okay. Is anybody watching the stream right now and they are not subscribed? We're on a long road to 50K. So if you're not subscribed, go double check. Make sure you're subscribed. I'll be live on Friday. I'll be live on Saturday. I'm having more video content come out soon. I got a couple video ideas that I have typed in my email right now. Let's see. I forgot. I have a note of videos I want to do too. But let's see. All right, I did my Bellator predictions. I did my Pena video. I got to make my Charles video about the GOAT conversation and the rematch with Islam Makhachev. Maybe I'll make that tonight if I really feel like it. Who is the most underrated fighter? One of the most underrated fighters in the UFC. Dude, I'm trying to think. Who? Yair? Not Yair. I just think Yair because he's being underrated against Volk. Let's see what the pick percentage is right now. 88% are picking Volkanovski. Most underrated fighter on the roster. I don't know. There's definitely a couple. But off the top of my head, I can't think of some right now. After Volk did what he did to Islam, how could Yair have a chance? Because it's a totally different stylistic matchup. Volk is a monster. Yair going to get smoked. If Holloway can't beat Volk, no one can. Okay. We're already off to 50K. Exactly, bro. 50K. I mean, I'm looking forward to... I want to double my subscribers to the end of the year because we basically have half the year. I want to double my subscribers by the end of the year. But my next real goal is 50K. And then after I hit 50K, my next real goal is 100K. So, of course, I'm going to be happy when we get to 20. Of course, I'm going to be happy when we get to 30. But, realistically, 50 is the next move. I'm surprised you're already at 10.1. Yeah. Yep, we've gained like 300 subs in the last 2 days, I would say, roughly. The analytics are usually a little bit off, but I'm going to take a look real quick. Let's see what... It only has 7 days. Yeah, so let's take a look. On Saturday... Let's look on Friday night. At midnight on Friday night. On Friday night, I had 4,692. Or I'm an idiot. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I'm a total idiot right now. Okay, here we go. Oh, this isn't the right numbers. This is annoying. Okay, last 7 days. Let me go to a different graph. Let's see what the date was. What was the date on the... It was 9th. What? That can't be right. The 9th is Friday. It said I had roughly 9,800. So I gained 300 since Friday. I thought it was going to be like 500 since Friday. Either way, I've gained a lot in the last 2 days is what I'm saying. I like how I started reading a totally wrong number. And I was like, wait a second. That doesn't add up. Ian Garry don't stand a chance. I think in your recent video you talked more about the Pena more than Nunes retirement. Would you like to make a video on fighter's career? I don't know, maybe. Geoff Neal is knocking out Ian Garry. He may very well. It's a great fight. I'm looking forward to it. It's perfect matchmaking. If you guys haven't checked out my video on that, I would greatly appreciate it if you would. Let's see where that's doing view-wise. We're sitting at 1,000 views. Not great. Not terrible. For me, a good video now is about 5,000 views is what I want to hit. To be really, really solid. But the watch time has been incredible. That's how I know we got a great community, because the watch time is unbelievable, guys. We got almost 1,000 hours of watch time from Juliana Pena, a video. The channel's taken a little step up right recently. We've been picking up some serious steam. 3 of my most watched videos, 3 of my top 8 most watched videos are from the last 2 months. 17K, 13K, and 13K. And then, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So that's 12. No, that's 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 16. 8 out of 16. 8 of my top 16 viewed videos are all from this year. Do you see Emmett beating Topuria? He did beat Cater, and these undefeated dudes always lose at the top. I thought Emmett lost to Cater, and no, I think Topuria wins. I think Topuria is too good. Remember when Aldana said she wanted to be the 4th UFC Mexican-born champion? Boy, did that backfire. Do you think an interim champ is a real champ? No. Interim champ is not a real champ. I'm going to UFC 290, so I'm hyped to see people's main event, Jimmy Crute and Lonzo Benefield. Yeah, that should be a good one. Should be a barn burner for sure. Conor McGregor, okay, no. Feeling like Geoff Neal is way shorter than Ian Garry, but not really. Yeah, I didn't look at the exact thing. The exact tail of the tape. I find it funny, Pena is your most viewed video. That is pretty funny. Let me go back to my channel real quick. Yeah, my most viewed video. Was Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena rigged? How Nunes lost the UFC millions. What a great video title. What a great video title. Second most viewed video. Sean O'Malley releases phone call that proves Dana White is trying to protect him. Third most viewed video. Conor McGregor exposes massive USADA loophole live on air. Fourth most viewed video. Josh Fabia speaks out about Diego Sanchez breakup. Makes massive accusations. The bizarre story, 5th most viewed video. The bizarre story of Diego Sanchez and Joshua Fabia. 6th most viewed video. Israel Adesanya exposed Alex Pereira at UFC 287. 7th most viewed video. Charles Oliveira exposed Beneil Dariush at UFC 289. 8th most viewed video. Dana White humiliates himself in unhinged UFC presser. 9th most viewed video. The real reason Israel Adesanya doesn't get the respect that he deserves. just, I mean, a lot of those are recent videos. So I'm happy to put them out, and I'm happy you guys are enjoying them where they're getting recommended around. I want to go to the next Holly Home Guard. Yeah, I think that's going to be a barn burner. I think everyone should try to get tickets to that one. Ian Garry's a future champ. I see Darren Till in him. Stop. I'm at least feeling like Yair is level above Topuria, and his Emmett fight might go the distance here. Yeah, I definitely favor Yair over someone like Topuria, but Topuria is just getting that massive step up now. A lot of people thought Bryce was going to beat Topuria, I felt like. Hold on. What was I going to look up? Oh, Tapology picks. Let's go Topuria. Ilia El Matador Topuria. Let's see what the picks for this was. I'm going to try to guess before I look. I'm going to say it was close to 50-50. Or maybe 55-45 in Bryce Mitchell's favor. Let's take a look. 53-47. I was pretty accurate. I was like confident. I was confident that Topuria would absolutely destroy him. I'm at least feeling okay. Read that Juliana Pena will brag about she made MMA Joey famous. I hope she does. I picked Bryce. Yeah, I knew Topuria was going to murk Bryce badly. I think Ian Garry would lose to someone like Renat Fakhretdinov. Dude, Renat is a savage. Renat is an absolute savage. Dude, he's going to beat the brakes off of Kevin Lee. Look how far I've slowly slumped down in my chair. Look at this. Look at this, guys. I'm just slowly slumping down in my chair. Let me stop. Let me sit up. It's crazy how over time you're just sitting here and you're like, okay, I'm going to slump down now. Like, this is me just sitting up straight. Look how much different that is. That is craziness. I just got to try to keep better posture but it's hard. You're just talking and talking and talking, and you just slowly creep down and creep down. But I'm going to try to stay sitting straight up. Let me see something real quick. If I pull that. Okay. Because technically I can move this chair where I can lean way back in the chair. But I keep it nice and stiff so it doesn't lean back at all. This chair I bought, this is something you guys never actually see. But this chair, believe it or not, I bought it used for like $500. This is a Herman Miller Aeron office chair. It is beyond comfortable. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do the channel. Because I sit in this chair for long hours. And having a shitty chair, I can't do it. If I sit in a shitty chair for like 5 minutes, my ass feels destroyed. My back hurts. I like a nice, comfortable, ergonomic chair to sit on. And that's why I had to get this. So, I eventually want to buy a brand new, like, custom one with all the features possible on it, which is crazy expensive. But yeah, this was like in perfect condition when I bought it. Herman Miller official shop. If I ever start making some serious money, I'm going to buy a brand new Herman Miller chair. That's going to be one of the first things I buy. I want to get a new monitor. I want to get a 4K OLED monitor, but they're just so expensive. They're like $1,000. That's my real next purchase. I would love to get one before UFC 290. I've thought about it. I've researched them. I found a couple that I really like, but it's just like they're so expensive. I've already put out so much money for this channel, and I'm just starting to make a little bit of money on the channel. So I'm going to wait. But by the end of the year, I'm hoping to get a OLED monitor. Maybe like a 34-inch or something. I have a 27-inch. And then I'll put this one. I'll probably have a double monitor set up. Depending on how big the new monitor is, I'll have a double monitor set up. But I eventually want to give this to my fiance to have. You're at 10K now, so you can afford to spend? Yeah, I'm a big shot now. I have French fries on the payroll now. He had to send me a social earlier. Believe it or not, I pay him by the hour. Because he said I tried to pay him by the work, but he said if I paid him by the work, he would get absolutely no money because he does nothing. How far do you see Milat going? I don't know yet. Which card were you one prediction short of getting the entire card correct? Whichever fight card Michael Johnson was on recently. That was the one. Michael Johnson is the only one I got wrong. Would you rather go to the Holly Holm card or the Gaethje Poirier card? Definitely the Holly Holm card. I mean, Holly Holm versus Mayra Bueno Silva. Talk about a massive fight. Kevin Lee was supposed to be the next great champion. Yeah, Kevin Lee's supposed to lay up fight against some Marsh fighter instead of he's getting thrown to the wolves. I told you guys that in my video where I discussed Kevin Lee getting signed. I thought the UFC would try to build someone's name off of it. Y'all can't just easily search Michael Johnson and see what card that was? Come on now, I got to do it. You guys are clowns. Michael the Menace Johnson. Dern versus Hill. Got every fight right except one. That's honestly what encouraged me to do the full card picks. The videos. Because I really want to do a full card picks video and then get every single one right. Joey's channel growing. His next video is he's going to have face tattoos and a diamond in his mouth, and he won't even be able to understand him, okay? I got 2 wrong on UFC Charlotte, UFC Fight Night, Dern Hill. Thank you for looking it up. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, but UFC Charlotte, I think I did okay on. Not great, not terrible. I don't remember, though. Let me go my picks. Last few weeks, I've gone 6 out of 11, 7 out of 13, 11 out of 12, 5 out of 11, 7 out of 12. UFC 283, I did 12 out of 15, which was damn good. Rodriguez did me dirty. McKinney did me dirty. Alves did me dirty. Who's the GOAT? John Jones has to be. Is Grasso Shevchenko 2 fight going to be numbered event or a stacked fight night card? I don't know yet. Could be a free numbered event. Could be a free numbered event. On UFC 254, I picked Cannonier over Whitaker, and that was my only wrong pick on the card. Why would you pick that one? Your Charles pick made me appreciate you, man. Everyone else was picking Beneil. Dude, I was confident in that pick, too. So you guys know, when I do a video the Friday before an event, and I say, why is this guy being overlooked? You know that's a lock for the card, then. That is a lock for the card. Bro, I'm 2-6 in main events this year. Kind of embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Does anybody remember what my main event prediction rate was this year? Does anyone remember? Does anyone remember? I went over it the other day. I know I got Jan wrong. I got Usman wrong. I got Blanchfield wrong. I got Sergio Pavlovich wrong. I mean, I didn't pick him. I got Curtis Blades wrong. So there's 4. There's more than 8 main events this year. So does Figgy move up to 135? I have no idea what's going on with Figgy. I'm late, but what's up, guys? What's up, Jeremiah? Ian Gary going to get slept. I don't know. I got Usman and Glover wrong, so I am 4-2 in main events for pay-per-views. So for pay-per-views, I only got Usman. I only got Usman and Cejudo. Do you ever want to see Terrence McKinney? Do you ever see Terrence McKinney ever being ranked at lightweight? No, I do not. Bro, I picked Andrade to lose by Blanche and Jan. Hope Jeff stop. Dude, my early prediction, I was going Aaron Blanchfield, but then when the fight got changed last minute, I changed my pick. Got a light, Briggs and Stratton motor, pulled the spark plug, oil change, chewing tobacco, I love Modelo, Earth is flat. You think it's over for Patty, or do you think he can make a comeback? Dude, I think it was over for Patty before it even started. I mean, if he fights if he fights a legit contender, he's definitely getting brutally exposed. I mean, Jarrett Gordon easily beat him. Wasn't even close. LE is just too stacked. Someone like Guram is unranked, and I think he destroys Paddy. Exactly. Yeah, I don't think McKinney, unless McKinney improves vastly, I don't think he'll ever be ranked. Paddy going to fight Moicano? Dude, Moicano is going to starch him. Moicano will absolutely starch him. Will starch him badly, 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 badly. I don't see anyone in the top 15 that Paddy can beat. I don't see anyone in the top 15 that Paddy could beat. It just ain't going to happen, my friend. Okay, what am I... I'm trying to look for a channel, an MMA channel, that we can raid upon ending the stream. But it doesn't seem like there is one. There's all these like rest and relaxation channels. You guys want to raid somebody when we end the stream or what? We got to find someone though. Seems like just yesterday I subbed to your channel 1.4 subs. Now you're at 10K. Congrats, Joey. Thank you, Jackson, for once sending a reasonable message in the chat. Paddy going to fight Moicano. He'll get destroyed. Guram versus Paddy prediction. Brutal first round KO by Guram. Paddy versus RDA. RDA would wreck him badly. The things I would do to see Ilya versus Paddy right now, brutal KO. Yes. Yes, it would be a brutal KO. Topuria would absolutely own Paddy Pimblett badly. Joey, thoughts on Yoel doing the press conference in the face-off from his hotel room? I did not know he did that. If Miller's a dog ever again, I'm hammering that. You know what's funny? I actually placed a bet. I meant to post this in the Discord. I was looking at FanDuel earlier, and I was looking at how much money I still had in there, and I seen that Christian Leroy Duncan was almost an even. It was almost even odds against Armin Petrosian, and I think Christian Leroy Duncan's close to a lock. He could lose. Dude's got an 8-inch reach advantage, and he looked incredible in his last fight, even though it ended early because of injury. So I actually bet 50 on Christian Leroy Duncan. So let me see it on Discord first, French fries. Send it to me on Discord. You see what happened in the last gym fight? The same thing would happen to Paddy. Dude, Jim Miller would starch Paddy, I think. Oh my God, that hit. Fries. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. I don't know. I feel like I've seen this before. Have we rated this guy before? But we can, I guess. If Paddy Moicano gets announced, you think Paddy opens up as a favorite? No. Absolutely not, dude. I would say Moicano would be like a negative 450, if not negative 500 favorite. What's next for Rob Font? Rob Font has a fight against Song Yadong in Boston at UFC 292. At this point, I'll probably call Joe Lozon for Paddy. They might very well. They might very well. It could happen. It could very well happen. All right, guys, so listen. Hold on. We finally hit 10K on the channel. We got a decent amount of people watching. Fries found the channel. It looks like it's some young kid. I think we might have rated this kid before. Fries found a young kid who has a YouTube channel, has 2,000 subscribers. He's live right now. Let me make sure it's not subscriber only. Okay. He's live right now. I want you guys to all go raid this guy. Tell him MMA Joey sent you. Show him some support. Watch his live stream. Ask him some questions. Like his stream. If you enjoy it, subscribe to his channel. If you don't enjoy it, don't subscribe to his channel. But I haven't watched any, so I can't say if it's good or bad. But all I can do is, and as we continue to grow, I'm going to continue to try to show some more support to other MMA channels as much as I can. So get your final questions in, then I'm going to post the link. How big would Gary versus Burns be on a December pay-per-view if Gary manages a first-round KO over Neal? It would be big. It would be a co-main event worthy. They got to resurrect Montinho for Paddy? Yeah, they do. Who do you need to see Paddy most likely returning against, and when do you see it happening? Almost feel like he'll never come back and be like Conor and Rose. He will be back, but they're going to give him a layup fight, an easy win. I don't even think they'll give him Jarrett Gordon again. So, all right, guys, before I leave, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Make sure you like this stream. I'm going to post a link in the chat. Do me a favor. Go rate him. Everyone actually go show up, because half time I post it, and like only like 10 of you guys go. At least like 20, 25, 30 of you guys go. You know what I mean? We almost got 80 people in here right now. So go raid this channel. Show them some support. Tell them MMA Joey sent you. And I am getting out of here. I might record another video before I go to bed, but I need to get to bed earlier tonight. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Go to the link in the chat. Go raid that guy. And I'm out of here. Good night. Goodbye. Tell them MMA Joey sent you. Show them some support. Good night, and I will talk to you guys later.